Will it be Hull who go 2 from 2? Hull FC against the Wigan Warriors live from the MKM Stadium on Sky Sports, and we're underway. And it's Hull who will get first use of the ball. And they'll look to get off to a solid start. They've been forced into changes tonight, Carl. That may well have an impact, but they set down a marker last week.
Yeah, they certainly did. And we're just looking at that bench. It does look a little bit light, given that those injuries that they picked up. 4 debutants last week. And a couple of those names at Hardacre, Cartwright, Amir Burrow and Jack Ashworth are all missing from that team. No, just saying, it'll be certainly a good opening exchanges here. First home game of season 2025 for the Black and Whites as Jordan Rapiner just gets in between the markers there. Tackle 5 here.
As you said, so much experience. And the kick is a high one. Back is Field to collect it on the full, right on the 20-metre line. He will look to sidestep his way round a couple. He's looking to get to an edge and almost did so before he's eventually brought down by the Black and Whites defence. Chamberlain makes the tackle. Here goes Marshall.
You've got to do a job on Liam Marshall. 309 metres last week from 32 carries. An unbelievable effort from the left winger.
Really making their way downfield here. The Cherry and Whites. Leeming sips the ball away. Thompson, a good hard carry. Good start this from Wigan.
Go 4. It's okay.
Leeming to Ellis to French. Here comes Farrell on the angle. Simbin in that defeat last week. Last one. They're going to get a chance to put an attacking kick in here. Ball will go to Smith, who's just going to float it high. He's going to invite the young wingers to come and collect it. Ball's on the ground and it went backwards, says the referee, Aaron Moore. And Hull with a quick play of the ball now, trying to work their way up to the 20.
Harvey Barron there just nearly embarrassed himself in his opening involvement. Liam Marshall competing for the ball. And he goes backwards. And he gets his hands on that ball now.
Go 2.
Hull looking to work their way out of trouble.
Move, hold me now.
It'll be interesting how John Cartwright side adapt to the new coach. But last week, positive signs, and they're looking to move it wide early here.
Move back up. Go 4.
We'll drop back on the angle. Asiata gets it away to SASA.
Go 5.
A lot was made of the signings that maybe didn't work last year for Hull, but SASA had a good first season in Super League.
Yeah, he was their top offloader as well, and him and Liggy Saug certainly put their hand up in a pack that was more often second best in every department. I really like and I look forward to seeing that relationship of John Asiata and Herman SASA just build and combine as the season progresses.
The battle and the arm wrestle is underway, and it's the Cherry and Whites now. Another big carry up the middle. That was Byrne, rumoured to be on the move next season. December drives it in. What a year he had last year.
It was unbelievable, wasn't it? He's just going to try and replicate that and look to improve, as I'm sure he will. Harry Smith now with that similar kick that we saw multiple times last week, and the Warriors, they're just ruthless at going through that process and hoping that their opposition crack first.
Yeah, it was very much a containing kick, wasn't it? Rapiner wrapped up. Here is Barron, new deal for him. Hull looking to wrap up their youngsters on longer-term deals. Tom Briscoe very much at the other end of his career, but still performing very well for Hull FC. Barmforth in at dummy half. I spoke to John Cartwright during the week, and he said he's been impressed with Barmforth. Feels he's got a lot to learn, but also got a lot to offer as well.
A neat little kick from him. Tries to find some grass. He gets a bounce in front of Marshall, but this is where Liam Marshall is so good. His work out of backfield is well met there by Asiata. That's a good defensive display there.
All working its way over the 40. So a good start defensively for both. There's Abasmiski, missed out last week, but fit again and back in to this lineup. But Just get the feeling here, Carl. Wigan are starting to win the territorial battle. They're starting to get over the halfway line earlier and earlier in the tackle count. Here they go through the hands now. Field into the line. Offers a dummy, sliced through, brought down eventually. Was the tackle complete? It was. Good effort there from Kate Cuss. Got just enough of his former teammate here. Now the ball swings across. Leeming couldn't take it in. Caesar. Well, is this going to be play on?
There's trouble.
And now there could be trouble. It is French on the far side who is wrapped up. That could have gone wrong pretty quickly for Hull, but they scrambled the ball on the ground. Here now is Smith, floats it across again. Barron is going to be put under pressure. December backs it back, ball batted out wide, and it'll go over the sideline. I think the tactics are clear. I think they feel that they can get to Barron, and already they've kicked him a couple of times and they've had a little bit of joy.
Yeah, and just Junior Nsemba there, just with the skill, travelling backwards to bat the ball back. And then the quick pass goes forward. And it's a turnover, but these are difficult carries now as young Barron looks to try and clear his lines.
Fash will carry on the bench last week, starts this week.
Okay, don't go early, Cade. 4-2.
Works its way into the centre of the field. Caesar gets it away. Rapinoe with quick hands, but Wigan defence all over it. Miski and Kieran linking up on that far side. Now the carry. That's a better carry.
Oh, move and square now. Hold it, boys.
Need more of that tonight. Ball now into the hands of Caesar, who arrows the kick towards Marshall. It bounced up kindly again, and Marshall will skip forward. And he's met by a wall of black and white shirts, but he's on the 40 again. And Wigan are just starting to win that forward battle at the moment. Here's Wardle. Oh, it's a threat. They didn't make any signings this year, Wigan. And you look at the lineup they put out tonight, you can see why. They won everything last year, Kyle, but they're going to have to go again, and they're the team to beat now.
Yeah, they certainly are, and it's difficult when you've... Oh, here's a chance here now. Liam Marshall, numbers around him.
Kicks over the top, looking for Field. Is this going to be a spectacular Wigan try? It is. Brilliant, brilliant hands down that left-hand side. Nsemba and Wardle involved. Marshall with that kick over the top, and Jay Field was there to finish it off. Wigan finally have their first points of the season. They lead Hull by 4 points to 0.
You mentioned about not bringing any signings in, and you can see why. Their connectivity in attack is brilliant, and they just take this short side, and Liam Marshall just knows that his fullback will be pushing through and supporting through the middle of the field. He kicks the ball over the top, and it's a foot race, and there's only ever going to be one winner. With the speed and attacking threat that Jay Field has, collects his first try of season 2025. Only 7 last year for him. He'll be delighted that in round 2 his campaign's up and running.
He will indeed. How many tries Liam Marshall creates like that? Look, the vision. He's looking over the top. He's looking where his teammates are. Yes, the bounce was a kind one, but you've got to be in the right place to capitalise, and Field knew the kick was coming, and he was there to finish it off.
Yeah, that angle there just showing us all the simple catch and pass between that left edge. But the skill, he had a little bit to do, didn't he, Marshall, with the boot. The bounce favours Jay Field, and they're over.
And Kieran will get a chance to slot over his first goal of the season. And it just felt Wigan was starting to earn the right to play, and as soon as they got the opportunity, they executed to perfection. Those Wigan fans that have made their way across the country tonight are in good voice. There's the coach looking on. There was a lot to like about what happened last week. The fact that they didn't concede a try, but sadly they didn't score one either for his point of view. But look, it's round 1 of a 27-round season. There'll be no histrionics from Matty Peet. And it feels like normal service is resumed as Adam Kieran slots the goal to make it 6 points to 0.
Dead right, but it's important to get points on the board early on in the season. Matty Peet will be disappointed that his side lost at home last week, but a brilliant start so far. I just like the work that the middle unit's doing at Wigan. They're pushing together in numbers, and they're rolling down the field with ease.
And I guess that's going to be a challenge, isn't it, for John Cartwright tonight. The bench, obviously Lingy Sao, we know him well, he's an experienced campaigner. There is John Cartwright looking on, but he's got the likes of Will Gardner, Hugo Salabi and Will Hutchinson, who, you know, a handful of appearances, if you like, between the three. It's going to be tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You know, you'd imagine that he'll push Herman SAS and John Asiata for as long as he can. And Brad Fash being in the back row. I know he's played a number of times there, but you just wonder, as this game goes on, will he be targeted just as Liam Byrne crashes into him?
There is another good carry. Nasemba. He's like a wrecking ball, isn't he? He's got bigger from last year. If he wasn't good enough already, he's got even bigger. Just short of the halfway line. It's important, Hull, having been broken defensively, that they don't concede back-to-back here. And that's something that we saw too many times last year, Carl, wasn't it? Once they got behind, they couldn't find a way to stop the points flowing.
Yeah, they very rarely had any kind of fight in them at all for pretty much the majority of the season. And they will have days, Mark, where they'll have blips in performances, no doubt about that. But John Cartwright will find over the next couple of seasons, really, it's important that he's been given time to resurrect this great club in Hull FC.
Yeah, it is going to take some turning round, but the signs last week were positive. The mood around the club, as shown by the big crowd here tonight. Short pass to Fash. Can he? Oh, just couldn't quite get rid of Smith there. That was a good tackle. Rapana will hand off Smith. Looks to come back down the short side. Good run from him. You can see already he's going to be a big crowd favourite here. This is the last one. Martford gets it away to Cuss, just rolls the kick in behind Marshall. They want this to stay in. Great pass, Marshall. Gets rid of the danger, finds Field. And Field is tackled 10 off his own line.
And a better set there from the black and whites. As the crowd look to cheer them on. And Yusuf Aidin there goes for a big shot on Marshall. He rides it well. Abbas Miski's turn.
And a good start here. The Cherry and White's on top. Leeming finds Farrell. Eden gets his man. And now the kick from Leeming. It was a 40-20 effort, but didn't quite have the angle. Rapana is back. He will bring it forward, and he's wrapped up 20 away and then push back. They're so good at that, aren't they? Wigan dragging play or pushing attackers back. Looking to complete another set here. As Briscoe is hit hard. Martford out a dummy half. Finds Cuss. Nice pass. Gets it away on the near side to Caesar. Barron juggled. Oh, he never really had control. But I think we're coming back for a late hit here. There's a penalty. Well, I think Cuss was hit late there.
He was. He digs right into the line. It's very brave of him. Cade Ellis just can't resist and has a little nibble just as the ball's released. Cade Cuss wins his side a penalty. And a relieving penalty as well, because we haven't really seen the black and whites in good ball position yet in this game, and it's taken us 12 minutes.
Well, you've got to earn those penalties sometimes, don't you? And they earned that there by playing, and now they start 30 away. Ball fired to Caesar, gets it away to Rapana. He finds Briscoe's instantly tackled by 3 Cherry and White shirts and dragged to the ground.
Yep, keep going. Go one.
Now into the hands of Lane.
Still moving. Back up.
Slow play of the ball. Works its way across here. Caesar lobs a pass to Barron. Barron is wrapped up, and here's that trademark Wigan defence. They didn't let him get to the ground, and they shovel him over the sideline. Well, we've seen that a host of times last year. It's something you've got to be aware of.
Yeah, excellent from the left edge. It's Wardle who has the strength, and Marshall in there too, and Smith and Field and Nsemba, they're all in there. Just look how quick they get into this tackle, Mark. There's 6 players in there. And the usher, Harvey Barron, over the sideline. It'll be really, really pleasing for the Wigan coaching staff seeing that. Good pictures.
Yeah. There's the Hull FC coaching staff. Look, whatever happens tonight, it's going to be a good marker for Cartwright and Co. to see where this Hull FC team are. They will meet again in the Cup in 3 weeks' time. Not the ideal draw for the Black and Whites, that is for sure, against the defending Cup winners. Now a penalty conceded. Too long, not the play of the ball. As referee just explains his decision to John Asiata. Kick for touch is a good one. It was quite blustery earlier, but it feels like it's calmed down a little bit, the weather here. And
use of aiding just too long in there, Mark. And that penalty's given away.
Yeah.
And they cross over into Hull FC territory once again. Thompson targeting the back row area in and around Brad Fash.
Well, they didn't complete their set, Hull, then they give away the penalty, and now all of a sudden they're defending deep inside their own half. Can they get under December? No, they can't. Wigan in front early on. Can they add to their lead here? Smith pops it up. Ellis wrapped up. Ball now works its way back to Smith. Looks to put the kick in behind. It was collected by Chamberlain, who quickly goes to ground.
Smith just seen a pocket of space. He tries to thread the kick through the first line of defence, and a chase from the left edge, but then a penalty's given away. I think it's Harvey Barron who catches one high.
There might have been a little bit of blood just coming from his nose there. Here it is again.
It's Cade Ellis. I think it's Cruz Lehman tackles him low, and as he begins to fall, Cade Ellis just cracks him one round the chops.
Yeah, penalty is sufficient. Aiden Caesar back in the Super League. Kicks to touch. And Hull have it. 35 from their own line. Just the early try then for Jay Field so far. Monfort gets the ball away. Finds Asiata, drops the ball back underneath. Eden, former Wakefield man, is wrapped up. Here now, they try and power their way through with SASA. Stands in a three-man tackle. They're working the short side here. Here is Caesar trying to slip the ball away. Just couldn't find a pass. Did well to hang on to it in the end. But here come Hull, looking to go through hands. They skip across the field now. They're looking to kick in behind Marshall, but Marshall drop back was ready, and now the counter could be on here, even inside their own 20. And now Field sprints forward, goes in and out. He's still going up towards halfway. He's looking round for support, and he looks up and sees John Asiata closing him down. And Hull scramble back, but Wigan start on halfway.
Yeah, really poor end to that set. The kick there from Cade Cuss was never really on, but the defence of the right edge, they weren't at home. Marshall keeps the ball alive. Jay Field gets to the 30-metre. Cruz Lehman's off now.
He is. Great burst from the dummy half. Here goes Farrell. Hits it away. Scruffy play of the ball, and it was a knock-on. Much to the relief of the home fans here.
Sloppy period from the champions at the moment. A couple of penalties given away, and now a mistake there from Cruz Lehman. Just incorrect play of the ball.
I'll keep looking at that. Hold it here, boys.
It always goes against you when the ball doesn't quite roll as it should under the boot of the player, and it just always, I think it just gives the referee an option, doesn't it? You can see exactly why that was given. As the ball carried up towards and over the 40-metre line. Asiata, no doubt the big name signing for Hull FC from the Leopards. And here they go now with Cuss. Finds Caesar. Caesar's certainly putting himself about a bit, isn't he?
Yeah, a couple of carries in the last few sets. Adding a bit of injection into this side. Asiata
works its way to Rapanack, gets it away, and they gamble there. Maybe the ball there was over the top because Miski and Kieran had jammed in to shut down Briscoe. Lane waits at dummy half. He'll get it away. SA looks for the offload. Finds Lane, who finds Briscoe. Briscoe goes past one. Brought to ground. Now, what can they do? Last tackle options haven't been great so far for Hull. Rapana's going to send it high. He's going to put pressure on Miski. Ball bounces on the ground. It's play on here. It's still play on. It's juggled, and they can't keep it in play. Well, the referee, I think, he's just going to give a turnover here. He's a handover at the end of the set. That was better, though, from Hull.
Yeah, Jordan Rapana put a huge kick in. Plenty of hang time. It looked like Abbas Miski not the most confident under that one. He leaves it, in fact. And then they end up getting over the sideline there. Lewis Martin just juggling that ball, and it's the champions' turn to clear their end.
Here's something that Hull will be aware of, that need to end their set on their terms and try and keep Wigan as far away as they can.
I think that's one thing that's let them down in the opening quarter. The end to Hull sets haven't been anywhere near threatening.
Played. Wigan have made a change early. Tyler Dupree comes into the action. I'll say early, we've had 20 already on the clock here. Ball fires to Smith, gets it to Nasemba. He cuts inside, brushes off one would-be tackle, and they'll get back here, but Wigan back inside the Hull 30.
Go for you're older than Junior.
Centre field pass now to Smith, gets it away to Ellis, short pass. There is Dupree, well wrapped up. Last one. And here they go now, Leeming with a little grubber kick, couldn't find French, and in the end Hull dealt with that quite nicely.
Yeah, really patient there from Herman SAS. He knows that they're down on numbers, doesn't commit moving forward. When the kick goes through, he's just there to pounce on it.
Go to play on.
Nice run there from Martin.
Who's together now? Go first. Play on.
Nice footwork as well. Gets the black and whites up to their own 30. Jordan Lane. Here's SA. Oh, he gets the offload away. Barnforth alert to it. Picks it up off his shoelaces. Fire the ball wide. Here now is a chance for Chamberlain. He's going to kick in behind. That's going to stay in play. There's a chance here if they can get on the end of it. Just one roll too many. Nice idea. But on this slick surface, it just skipped away.
Yeah, just a couple of rolls too long. Jay Field was just hoping that he didn't take one of those wicked bounces and get trapped in goal, and rolls over the dead ball line for a 7-tackle set.
Here is Marshall. Cruz Leeming has gone for a breather, so Tom Forber gets an early introduction here. There's Thompson, been so impressive. Another big carry from him. Loving life back in the Super League.
Oh, he's so fit as well. He's able to do that. There's no differentiation between any of his carries, whether it's his first one or his 15th one, Mark. He just keeps going, does Thompson.
Yeah, he does. Machine-like. As Forber finds Smith. Drops it back for Ellis. Ellis works his way towards the post. Options to the right. That's where they're going now with Smith. He'll get it away to Bevan French. Ball over the top, perfect. And it's a walk-in for Abbas Miski. Back in the side after missing out last week. And it's a bullet pass from Bevan French. And Miski touches down in the corner. Wigan lead by 10.
Yeah, the pass was straight out of the top draw. A bullet of a ball from Bevan French to Abbas Miski. He collects his first try of his season.
I left him because I only heard him last minute.
Hull FC's defence, just watch them here. They get forward 2 or 3 metres and then they decide to hold. Harry Smith digs in and then the ball over the top. It's an absolute peach. And Abbas Miski probably won't score an easier try than that tonight, Mark.
It's just the speed and the accuracy of the pass. Miski on the end of it. And his try-scoring tally is up and running for the new season. What a signing he's been from the London Broncos.
He's on a new 4-year deal in the close season. 16 tries in all competitions last season. John Cartwright will be scratching his head about Hull FC's left edge defensively there. They just got up 2 metres and hold. You've got to come up with something, try and kill it on the end.
We were talking earlier on, and I think I, maybe more than you, felt as good as the young lads are on the wing going forward, they are still young, inexperienced, and I think Wigan are ruthless, and they're going to realise that, and they're going to keep picking at those edges and see if they can find a way through.
Yeah. It's so difficult, isn't it, defending on the edges? You know, if you come up with a wrong decision more often than not, it's going to lead to a try of some sort or a break. But where the middle of Hull FC can really help is by getting up forward, working hard from marker, working hard from the first and second defender at A and B, and really just trying to help their edges out. They do nothing on that occasion.
Here's the kick. This is a tough one. To turn the 4 into 6. Strikes it towards the post, but it's jeered away by the black and white faithful, and it remains 10 points to 0. But it was a textbook Wigan try. Great hands and a simple finish.
I'll mention it again. You can just see the black and whites, they stop. Harry Smith digs in, and then Bevan French is just able to wind that pass up, knowing that Lewis Martin has left his opposite winger unmarked, and Abbas Miski just walks over.
Well, they couldn't manage to try last week, but 2 in the opening 24.5 minutes here at the MKM. And now, what will the response be from the black and whites? More firepower in the middle of the field. Mago got a short stint last week, a bit longer tonight.
Only 14 minutes from the bench. It was about an hour before he was introduced. And
we've had points here, but only the 2 so far over on Sky Sports Action at the Luke Littler Stadium tonight. Warrington 0, Catalans 2 as a kick downfield. Well, was he in touch when he touched that Rappenar? No, according to the touch judge, he wasn't. He's done really well to keep that in if that's the case.
Yeah, massive play there from Jordan Rappenar. Just watch this. It looks like it's going over. Oh, that's brilliant.
Timed it to perfection, didn't he? All forwards just getting back. And here now the ball working forward with Hull. 10 behind. Mentioned that response from the Dragons, Kyle. They were not great last week. As this is a problem. Now this is a problem. Lingy Sao has just come on. Has, I don't know if his leg buckled.
I think it's his left knee. He just looks like
slapping his kneecap.
Almost a bit like Joe Westerman. Yeah, I was thinking exactly the same thing. It looks like his knees popped out. He's tried to whack it back in.
Tackle 4, boys.
What is it about Hull FC players at this ground? Well, John Cartwright looks on. Well, he's been hit by an injury avalanche early in the season, and Lingy Sao's literally just come onto the field.
Well, he might be having another one heading into the treatment room.
There's no complaints on here, mate.
He's a big player as well for them, Lingy Sao. Worked incredibly hard last season.
Tackle 4,
Let's have another look at it. He knew instantly, and the Wigan players jumped off him. They knew instantly, and then there's just that little slap at that knee.
Yeah. It almost just seemed like his leg gave way underneath him. Never a good sign. And you're right, Mark. When you know, over my career, I've seen 1 or 2 of those sort of injuries, and you just know straight away, and you can tell by the reaction of the players how they all just stand back and almost put their arms in the air.
There's a bit of a board meeting going on here. Let's have a look. Doesn't look to be anything, but clearly he knows straight away, and it was just that slap in action. Look at Tyler Dupree there, great sportsmanship. They're as tough as they come. They won't give an inch on the field, but as soon as there's a belief that someone is injured.
Yeah. Oh, it's an incredibly tough sport, as we know. John Cartwright, you mentioned that growing injury list that he's having. It's a tough start for him as well.
We mentioned as well the importance of Lingy Sao on that bench and how they were going to roll him around, and the entire team are in a huddle there, both sides just taking a moment.
What that does, having Lingy Sao on there, it means you can bring off an Asiata or an SASE. You don't really lose a lot. You've got a like-for-like rotation on that bench. Obviously, with Lingy Sao not being there, it does make that rotation. You do probably lose something compared to the starting pack, and it looks like there's going to be a Super League home debut for that man there.
Yeah, here goes Salabio, who had time at Wakefield and at Huddersfield. And it does look, sadly, like Lingy Sal's night is over. This is a big, big blow to the black and whites. Like you said, it's the innocuous. For as tough as this game is, and they knock lumps out of each other, so often it's the innocuous ones that are the biggest problem.
Well, it looks like his knee goes before he actually goes into contact. He just steps onto his right leg, and then he almost just folds it. And you just got to hope that it's as okay as can be, but it doesn't look great.
No, it doesn't. It's not the easiest man to try and carry off the field either. He's still flexing that knee. There was a lot of talk, wasn't there, around it as to what the problem. I think he's going to have to come off on a stretch here. I don't think he can put any kind of weight through it. And I think we are waiting for the stretcher to come on, sadly, here. Yeah. This is something nobody wants to see. Lingy Sal being a really good servant for the black and whites. And he could be set for a spell off the field, sadly. Well, it's 10 points to 0, Wigan, with a couple of early tries.
Yeah, this one started it all off. Wonderful skill there from the left edge, and pinpoint accuracy with the kick. Just a bounce, just so kind to Jay Field before Abbas Miski goes over in the corner. Bullet of a pass from Bevan French.
He's not even looking, is he?
No. But again, he just knows. You know, you mentioned about bringing in new players, and you know, Bevan French knows this team inside out now. And he knows that Abbas Miski will be waiting patiently on that edge as the applause goes around the stadium for Lingy Sal.
Let's hope it's nothing serious. It doesn't look great. More problems for the coach. Well, injuries were a big problem last year for Hull FC, and it looks like that particular run has carried on, sadly, for them.
Back on.
Now we get back underway, so a lengthy delay here.
Hey, move Tom. Okay, go.
Aiden is wrapped up. They'll get the ball back to Caesar, who's under pressure.
Yep.
Kick will be caught on the full. Field brings it back, and he's wrapped up. Met by Barnford.
There's a couple of times there where Bevan French has come from the outside to put kick pressure on Caesar, and you just think if he lets the ball go, then almost 3-on-1 there.
That's a good effort from Salabio. Good first contact for him. Still a raw player, again, mentioned it. Not that many Super League appearances for him. There he is. Well, he's got the size and shape, hasn't he?
Yeah. His 5th club in 5 seasons. He could do with a couple of decent performances and just find a home, if you like.
Yeah. Well, running the team would help as French. It's the ball go to Farrell. Nice one here. Ball now works its way to Smith, who's going to send it high. Barron's going to have to come and collect this. He'll get there, and the right arm of Junior Nasemba right across his chest brings him to the ground. We mentioned last week, look, Wigan beaten 1-0, the first ever 1-0 in the Super League era, and defensively there was nothing wrong with that performance, and they've pretty much picked up the same, haven't they?
Yeah, no, they've been. That's how they've basically won all of their titles in recent years, Mark. Their ability to, particularly in big games, is just up the ante and almost suffocate sides into victory.
Yeah, here now is a chance, though. They're moving it wide. Warrington have hit the front at the Luke Littler Stadium. That's live over on Sky Sports Action right now. They wanted a penalty there. They're not going to get one. Rapana goes alone. It's a high kick. He's going to give chase to it, and he gets the field. Big shot goes in. They didn't miss there, did they, the Hull FC defenders?
Jordan Rapana, and just look what it's done. Oh, there's an offload here as well. I was just going to say, it's just a walking Hull FC's defensive line speed there, that effort from Rapiner.
Move off the leg. Call 2.
Bang. Have some of that. Joys of being a fullback. Even the quickest in Super League can't get away from all the hits. Here's Wardle. Little shake of the hips. Tries to wrestle off a would-be defender. Slammed into the ground by Cust. 2 tries last week. Okay, Cust on his LFC Super League debut. Ball going along the back line. French skips away. Now he's going to chip out wide. Is there too much on it? There is. Well, he found a yard of space, but he couldn't get the kick away to his accurate intention.
Yeah, got a bit excited there, Bevan French, but at 10-0, you could almost forgive him. He finds a bit of space, he gets away from Aidan Caesar, but the kick's almost sliced off his right boot. Has a little look up, comes off the side of the boot and over the sideline.
11 to the break. Hull will be hoping they can get some points of their own in this first half. Here goes Salabio now. Wrestles his way forward, finds his front. Forward in at the tackle. Cuss gets it away to Fash. Smith all over him. He's so good, isn't he? Aggressive. Harry Smith. Ball back to Asiata. He finds Caesar, who drops it back now. Cutting back across the field is Lane. Trying to get back to this near side and eventually works his way up to the 14. And he gets the ball. He got the ball away, but Dupree was all over the offload and Chamberlain had nowhere to go. They're really racing out Wigan here. They're looking to put the skill under pressure. And Hull crack, and here now is Field. Field gets it wide here, chance for Miski. Miski cuts back in, he'll flick it back to Farrell. They just need to take the tackle, Wigan, and that's exactly what they do. And they'll come back for the earlier knock-on that was just short of the halfway line from a Wigan perspective.
Yeah, Sabio, his error just breaks down through the middle of the field. Yusuf Aidin just trying to ball play to his other front rower.
Just this way, not put the clock on yet.
Yeah, maybe the pass was out the back there, wasn't it, to Caesar? But
he's got to be able to take it in, though.
Put clock on now, we've got the match.
10 points to 0. Champions looking for their first win of the season. The Black and Whites hoping to make it back-to-back wins.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Of course, we'll be seeing Wigan in Las Vegas next weekend. The Super League hits the States. Carried forward by Kieran, who's well wrapped up.
Tom! Go 1.
There's Mago. Used as an impact forward to really cause defence problems. Now the ball works its way to Smith. December. He steps out of a couple of tackles. Options again to that right. Ellis will just put it up his jumper, flicks it away, picked up by Forber. Forber's going to be wrapped up here. Third Wigan try. Could be costly to Hull FC's hopes. Smith gets the ball. Dupree, a willing runner. He's wrapped up. Left of centre. And now look at the depth on the line. Smith and French is way back on the 30-metre line, but they use it as a decoy. Mago goes for the line, and the big man is over. First of the season for Mago. Reaches out and plants the ball. It was the old sucker punch from the Wigan Warriors that lead 14 points to 0.
Yeah, they fooled us all with that depth and shape. You think it's going to find its way over to Miski, but they decide to go through the front door. Patrick Mago, he doesn't just go through it, Mark, he barnstorms his way through that. Bit of footwork and a reach to get the third try here this evening.
Good support, made its way over the Pennines. They just lay the platform here, and well, my eye certainly was caught by the depth of the line, and they just got play it short.
Yeah, Forber just goes route one. Caesar does the space, the footwork. Just gets past John Asiata. It's a poor attempt of a tackle from him. That has to be said. He tries to go low on a big man so close to his own try line. And Mago makes him pay.
Yeah, I think even if he makes that tackle, Mago still scores.
Yeah.
Anything to add, boys?
Well, it is a third try for the Warriors.
1 minute, Adam.
It should be a simple 2 points. for Adam Kieran, who's 1 from 2 tonight. Got Simbin last week against the Leopards.
Time off now.
You just get the feeling now, even though we're 33 minutes in and we've got a whole second half coming up, that it's important that the black and whites, they must score next, Mark, I believe, in this.
Yeah, it's going to take some turning around, isn't it?
Yeah.
You mentioned Wigan's defensive resolve. Feels a long time since Hull FC were attacking the Wigan line.
I don't actually think that they have in the whole set, in the whole 33 minutes we've had. I can't remember the Warriors starting to play the ball coming off their own try line.
Well, probably the nearest was the rap and a kick, wasn't it? When they got Field inside the 10. He's a happy man. You forwards are always happy when you score a try.
Yeah, they don't come along often.
Not as good as your one at Wembley, though, Kylie. Here comes the try scorer.
Oh, big contact there.
In fact, it was Dupree, my bad. Dupree with a carry.
Oh! Police go one play on his move.
And Sam Walters gets his first touch of the evening. 18th man last week, gets the nod over Harvey Hill.
Yeah, I think it'd be fair to say probably didn't get the game time he would have hoped last season. An injury right at the start of the season really caused him problems, and here more problems for Hull FC.
Well, the problem is just look how far that this side have rolled down the field in 3 plays.
Yeah, they've literally gone 70 metres, haven't they? And now the ball, French couldn't take it in. He'll go backwards to retrieve it. And now a little bit of footwork from French, who's still not seen him ball in hand. That pass, the no-look pass for Miski's try, the highlight of his night so far. Kick again for Barron. Can he get a foot over the line? No, well, not quite in time. He didn't. He tried, I think, to get that foot down over the line.
Yeah, I think his foot was still in the air. But you mentioned there about Bevan French. But look, you know, we've had 3 tries this evening, and Field and French have played a part in them. So even on the quiet days, Mark, they're still coming up with something.
Millimetres,
yeah.
If that foot is over the line, it's a 7-tackle, 20-metre restart. News from pitch side, by the way. Lingy Sao, knee injury, will not be returning, but the extent of the injury is still being assessed. So no news either way at the moment. The one thing we do know, he won't be back tonight. I think we knew that when he left the field on a stretcher, but sad news for Lingy Sao and Hull FC. And it's Brad Fash looking to get the black and whites going. They need something, a bit of brilliance.
Extra step, Paddy. Extra step,
Some magic from somewhere. Barnforth in at dummy half, fires it to Caesar. Caesar floats it high. Marshall collects on the full. I tell you what, it is so hard to find the grass with this back three, isn't it?
Yeah, they're superb, aren't they? Sam Walters, Super League's tallest man, I would say. 6'7" frame on him.
Go 2.
Farrell, short of the halfway line.
Hold the line, boy.
Never dependable, Liam Farrell. There you go. The best pass to Smith, but he takes it in now. There's danger. Here goes Marshall. Ball batted down. This will be another set of 6. Field will pick it up. Looks to try and regather and go forward again, but he'll take the tackle. A new set here. And Hull's chances hanging by a thread here, you feel, as Wigan look in the mood to score a few more points.
You know, I mentioned when I seen the team sheet there, and again, I'm just going to highlight Brad Fash playing in the second row. It's no wonder why the Warriors are coming down that side of the field. They've had a number of breaks down there.
Here now is Miski on the angle, gets it away now. Former tries to push one off, and he almost got through the tackle. 15 out. Walters in at dummy half. Here's Smith, gets it away to French. French is going to put the kick in. It was touched, it's play on, and it's going to be a try. It is a try, a second on the night for Jay Fields. Right place, right time. The Warriors couldn't score last week. They can't stop scoring here. They lead by 20 points to 0.
And guess who? French and Field combine, albeit you have a little bit of luck in there. You create your own luck, Mark.
And Bevan French, as he puts this kick through, it does take a ricochet, but Field just has the presence of mind. He reacts quicker than anybody else around him and gets his second try of the evening. And Wigan's fourth is 20 points to 0. And that break and the hand down there from Harvey Barron just means that they have another set. And all FC, a couple of plays later, Bevan French just puts that kick through. I think it's Aidan Caesar's left arm. It comes off and falls into the lap of Jay Field.
I think he's got to play it, hasn't he? If he just lets it float over his shoulder, then probably Miski's going in the wing anyway, so he's got to try and make some play at it. But you mentioned a lack of tries last year for Jay Field. Well, he's got 2 in 2 now, and signs he might be in for a bumper harvest of tries this season.
Yeah, his lowest return in the cherry and white shirt last season, only 7. And he's got 2 this evening. And the Wigan fans will be delighted with that. A couple of assists in there for Bevan French as well.
Yeah, another straightforward opportunity for Adam Kieran.
He couldn't really get a more difficult first home game here for Hull against the champions. I'm just almost a penny for the thoughts for the fans inside this ground here, seeing 20-0.
Yeah, make that 22. And I think even the most optimistic Hull fan, as we see the try again, and French, the kick there just played at, and Field the quickest to react, touches down. But look, Wigan don't often go back-to-back losses, do they? And I think the fact that they lost last week, maybe in a lot of Hull fans' mind, just made this task even harder.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier that champion sides, very rarely do they lose back-to-back in a Super League campaign. And they hold all 4 trophies, as we know. He's just got so much quality in and around what they do. You know, we're talking here about their attacking in Jay Field and Bevan French, but I mean, we spoke about it a number of times last week. You know, I think it's something like 7 hours now where Wigan Warriors haven't let a try in. It's brilliant.
Yeah, that record continues, of course. It is phenomenal, isn't it? It really is phenomenal. And truth be told, tonight, they've not been tested too many times.
Yeah, but you still have to put your bodies in front and you have to win that part of the field, so there's nothing that can threaten in your line. We'll talk about threat.
Yeah, here they come. Well, you're right. Every tackle on the field is a threat to your line, isn't it?
Exactly. And what they do is, it's just how they end the sets there with Harry Smith's kick, and they trap teams in the corner and ask them to go 90 metres up the other end of the field to get anything.
Well, here is Smith. He gets it to Field. Field has got Wardle outside him. Wardle backs himself. Wardle's got down the outside, kicks in for French. It's regathered right on the line. And that will be the last play. Well, they went right to the whistle there, the champions Wigan. The night that promised so much optimism for Hull FC after that great win last week. Well, Jay Field started and ended the scoring in that first half. A double for him, 4 tries for the Cherry and Whites. I think it's fair to say, Kyle, the champions are back on form.
Yeah, they sure are. 4 tries to nothing. A 22-0 scoreline away from home at a difficult stadium to come to.
We'll have a look back at all the first half action, but at the break at the MKM, it's Hull FC 0, Wigan Warriors 22. Don't miss an action-packed night of boxing as Dimitri Bivol looks to avenge his solitary career defeat against Artur Beterbiev as the pair lock horns in an undisputed world light heavyweight title rematch. And with Daniel Dubois sidelined due to illness, in steps the danger man Martin Bakole to take up the challenge of former champion Joseph Parker. There's also a mouth-watering British showdown between Joshua Buatsi and Callum Smith, plus plenty more on a packed bill. Live coverage from Riyadh gets underway from 4 p.m. tomorrow on Sky Sports Box Office. The event is available to Sky residential customers and also non-Sky customers via the Sky Sports Box Office app in the UK and Ireland. Virgin Media and EETV customers, please contact your operator. Go to skysports.com/box office for more information. Well, a big night of boxing tomorrow and a big performance from the champions tonight. Wigan Warriors kept scoreless last week, but 4 tries in an emphatic opening 40 minutes. The Black and Whites with plenty to do. 4 tries then for Wigan. Kyle Moore, the champions, back in flowing form.
Yeah, back up and running, and it was down this right edge of Hull FC. They'd exposed it a couple of times, but it was here. And Liam Marshall's perfect kick over the top, and Jay Field pushing up through in support. Gets that bounce that he was after, and straight into the arms of Jay Field for his first of his 2 this evening. And that was on 8 minutes where it took. And then it was this from Bevan French, this wonderful ball. He takes a slight look out the corner of his eye and knows that Abbas Miski's there. And the pass is pinpoint and perfect. Straight out of the top drawer it is. Abbas Miski just walks over. And then it was Patrick Mago's turn to get on the score sheet. You know, we talked about Wigan's ability to move the ball and the shape and the depth that they are playing with. And it's Tyler Dupree who just lays the platform here and gets his side to within 5 or 6 metres away from Hull FC's line before Tom Forbert just decides to go route one. A really poor attempt from John Asiata defensively there on such a big man. The footwork from Mago just skips past his opposite front rower to put the ball down under the posts. You see there the fight from Dupree, and then the footwork from Mago. And it was Jay Field who ended up getting his second try, and it was Bevan French again, his kick. The kick almost looked like it was for Miski in that huge pocket of space. You just see the play unfold, and as he puts the boot to ball, Aidan Caesar, he has to make a play for it. And it ricochets and bounces so kindly again for Jay Field to get his second. And that took us there to 22 points to nil. Adam Kieran only missing 1 with the boot. And it's a dominant display from the champions.
Yeah, a dominant display in every aspect of that first 40 minutes. Jay Field delighting the Wigan fans who have made the trip over here to the East Coast this evening. Let's have a look at the stats then from that first 40 minutes. Well, 58% possession, but 84% completion rate. Look at the meters. That's the big, big difference.
It sure is. You almost double that. The Warriors are just rolling down the field. The forwards are working together in shape every time, isolating defenders one-on-one and getting just rolling down the field. But ultimately, the biggest stat is the one right in the middle at the top, a 22-0 mark.
Yeah, it is 22 points to nil here. There is another Super League game in action. That's over on Sky Sports right now, and it's all level at the Luke Littler Stadium. Warrington 6, Catalans 6 is the half-time score. Toby King and Matthew Laguerre with the tries there. You can watch that one over on Sky Sports. Coming up next here on Sky Sports Plus, it is the second half. Can the Black and Whites find a way past the Warriors, or will the Warriors turn on the style? Second half from the MKM Stadium is next.
In.
Just over a week until Super League hits Las Vegas as the Wigan Warriors take on the Warrington Wolves. Kicks off a bumper day of rugby league action. The NRL starts. Canberra Raiders take on the New Zealand Warriors. Australian Gillaroos take on England's women. And the day will round off with the NRL premiers. The Penrith Panthers taking on the Cronulla Sharks. All the action next weekend, 8:30 start on Sky Sports. I wonder if they'll take the Zorb Ball to Las Vegas. I can imagine Kyle Amor in one of those. That is for sure. Still to come. No, not Kyle Amor in the Zorb Ball. Salford against Leeds tomorrow on Sky Sports Plus. 2:55, the Red Devils back to full strength, take on the Leeds Rhinos. First of a doubleheader, Castleford take on St Helens tomorrow night, 7:55, also on Sky Sports Plus. And the round 2 concludes on Sunday as Lee take on Huddersfield at the Lee Sports Village. 2:25 for that. That's on Sky Sports Plus tomorrow. Right, half-time here then. And Hull FC came looking to make it back-to-back wins, but it's not quite planning out that way, is it? Wigan Warriors, 4 tries in the first half. Kyle Amor, if we're honest, felt like Wigan didn't even get out of second gear there, did it? It's going to be an interesting second half. What do you expect? More points, or will there be a revival from the black and whites?
Well, you would hope that there'd be a little bit of a bit more purpose around what the black and whites do in terms of going. I just thought they were too passive in that first half, Mark. I thought, you know, when they got opportunities to end the sets, they didn't really execute them very well, and then they backed it up with passive defence. And I mean, through the middle third of the field, they just got rolled. But then particularly on their own goal line, you can't be passive against a side that poses so much threat of the champions than what they have. And I expect to see a bit more intent about the line speed, the collision in the next sort of 10 minutes. I think that'll give us an indication as to what the remaining 40 minutes will show us. Because if they perform anywhere like they did in the first half, then this will be 40.
Possibly. And I guess that's the big test for the black and whites here, isn't it? There's a big crowd here tonight. They want to see the potential of last week. Look, they're realists here. They know the rugby league. They know they're down to 16 with Lingy South gone for the night. It's going to be tough against the champions, but that doesn't mean you roll over and give in.
No, certainly not. And I thought, you know, there's ways that you can lose games. And, you know, I covered Hull FC a number of times last season, and their attitude and commitment to one another was disgusting at times. You know, I don't think there's been anything sort of particularly wrong with the way that they've gone about in terms of what I'm trying to say is their effort and their attitude is there, but they just need to be better at what they're doing. And, you know, John Cartwright, given time, will certainly improve this Hull FC side. I've no doubt about it.
Yeah, and that is for sure. A different era. Offload there, though. Here's Field again. Skips away from one. Can he find an offload? He does. He gets it away. It went backwards.
It's all going for Field tonight.
Even when it goes wrong, it goes right for him tonight. He thought to lose that, but it went backwards clearly. And they're already over halfway, and a tough start as French just chips in behind Martin. He'll be hoping this skips away on the turf. Well, it does, just as it did in the first half. And I guess that's one of the things when you're playing on what is a football field as well. The turf and the surface is going to be pretty hard underneath.
Yeah, that just a fraction too long, and a 7-tackle set and a break here from Barron.
And Barron is away, and he is quick. He is quick. He's burning off Field. He's going for the corner. Field gets his man. 10 out from the line.
What a run.
Big test for the Wigan defence here, though. If they move it out wide, surely they've got numbers. Cuss fires it to Fash. Fash gets it out wide. They're trying with Chamberlain. They're going to get him. Are they going to get him in a touch? Oh, that is remarkable.
That is brilliant.
That is remarkable from the champions. Even when their defensive line is busted, they find a way to keep that line intact.
Yeah, superhuman effort from the left edge. But it was the break from young Harvey Barron. Jay Field, a foot race. And Jay Field claws him down. Then they spray the ball to that far side of the field. And then the defensive work. And they've given away a penalty after all that heroic work.
Yeah, and Field is limping in back play here, so Hull will fancy their chances here. Is there going to be a response at the start of the second half?
And this is the best opportunity that they've had in the whole game. What are they able to do here, the black and whites?
Armforth gets it away. That's a determined carry.
Good carry.
Salabio throws himself at the line. Wigan, this long run without conceding. Is it going to be broken here? SASA trying to power his way over. Had Rapinoe on his shoulder. They've loaded numbers short side, but Wigan are alert to it. They get the numbers right. Asiata finds Caesar, gets it away. Here's Cust again. He's wrapped up. Hull now. Couple of tackles left. Repeat set minimum you would feel from here. They want more than that, though. They've got bodies in motion. Ball over the top. They're going to score. Martin is over. First try of the night for the black and whites. Well, it was a run of one young winner in Harvey Barron that started it all off. But it's Lewis Martin that finishes it. The black and whites on the board.
What a start to the second half for John Cartwright's men. And it was young Harvey Barron who set it all off with that wonderful break from back play. And the ball over the top there for Lewis Martin. I think Liam Marshall gets too interested in Jordan Rapana. Out of the back. The ball over the top. You just see when they move this ball over to the right-hand side, that's where the penalty's given away. You do ever so well. You just keep your eyes on Liam Marshall and Jordan Rapana. He gets interested in him, and the ball over the top. Sorry, it's Abbas Miski, I beg your pardon. The ball over the top there to Walkin for Lewis Martin.
Nice pass from Caesar. And Martin takes the opportunity. Just to start. The black and white faithful wanted here. Tough kick this for Caesar, but this will get them back under 3 converted tries.
It's walking the crowd up now.
Here's the kick from the sideline, just shaves the post.
Maiden Caesar just pulls that kick. And the break here from Harvey Barron was brilliant. Jay Field there just to pull him down 10 away. And the shape the ball play through SL RD2 gets into Caesar's hands, and with Jordan Rapana out the back, Abbas Miski just too interested on the threat from Rapana. The ball over the top. Good to see.
Well, interesting. John Cartwright did say at half-time, but whatever he said, he got the response. Brilliant start to the second half from Hull FC. 22 points to 4. Caesar's kick just shaved the outside of the post. Not played it from the right spot here. Frustration building for Hull. They just want to get on with it.
Move square. Goal 2.
SA's rolled to the ground.
Goal first. In the back.
How can they end this set then? Fash is wrapped up. Ball centre field now. Short to SES. He'll offload it. Caesar through the gap. Caesar going again. Great scramble. It had to be as well, because Hull are offering a lot more second half than they did in the first. Here's the last one. Rapana's going to send it high. Miski's going to have to come and collect it. He had a bit of a juggle, but he held on to it.
Yeah, good take in the end there from Abbas Miski. An inventive play from Herman SASA and Aiden Caesar combining in that middle channel.
That was a strong challenge as well. Salabio getting his way into the tackle.
This is where the black and whites need to be really good and squeaky clean here. And just restrict Wigan Warriors of meters coming down the field. And that's another good piece of defensive play again. We've got 2 tackles left here to get through.
Yeah, here now is the kick from Smith, deep inside his own half. Turns Rapana around. That is a great kick, but Rapana will pick it up, offloads it. Let the young fella do the work. And here is the try scorer, Martin, who's up to the 20. So what a turnaround start of this second half then. Hull FC come out firing here. Briscoe.
Move and square. Hold it. 4-2.
carry. The finding meters a little bit easier to come by here. Barmforth gets it away.
Loose pass there from Asiata.
Here now. Oh, that was high from December. No, it wasn't. Well, the referee was going to blow his whistle for a moment there.
I think we've got away with one there.
Salabio is tackled. This is the final one. So Hull at the moment very much the aggressors in terms of ball in hand. High kick. Miski collects it. He'll fire the ball to field, but the chase is a good one. They were in a line there. They were in unison, the Hull FC defenders. And that's another good set for them. Well, we asked what the response would be. Opening stages, second half, Kyle Amo. It's been a very, very positive one.
Yeah, definitely. And I just think that their intent is SASA just tries to put a shot on Miski, but their intent and their togetherness is much more evident in the opening exchanges of the second half.
Here's Farrell. Well, now with Mago. Oh, they couldn't quite get it away. It was a great last-ditch tackle. Last one here. Smith advances forward. Will just chip in behind Barron. Oh, that's gone out on the full. So an error. And Wigan, well, at the moment, they look rattled.
They certainly do. The kick from Smith. A fraction too long and ends up going out on the full. The ball's going to be turned over 55 metres away from their own line. Can you imagine that the black and whites with a simple carry will be inside the visiting half?
All with Salabio. Malingi Sao gone for the night. Knee injury being assessed, we heard. But won't be back. Left on a stretcher. Not a good sign for him, sadly. Chamberlain wrapped up. Here they go now. Here's Caesar. Oh, the ball bounces off his own man. Is he going to be accidentally offside, or is it just going to be a knock-on? Either way, another promising Hull attack ends in disappointment.
Yeah, I think it's just Jordan Lane's right arm. It ends up colliding with him. The ball clearly wasn't for him. A little bit of breakdown in communication or timing. Means that Harry Smith's error with the boot is cancelled out.
Still here, 22 points to 4 in favour of Wigan. Lewis Martin's try has just breathed a little bit of fire into this stadium.
It gives them a chance, a small chance that may be. If they can get another try inside the next couple of minutes.
Yeah. Here goes Semba, but he's hit hard. Salabio's put himself about a bit.
He certainly is.
Set restart though, they held on too long. Fash involved, and now a chance here for the Cherry and Whites to kick on. Walters to Dupree, who's hit hard by Barmforth. Dupree eventually falls under the second and third defender. Ball now here with Walters again. He carries it, 25 away. All short here to Bevan French, finds Smith, short pass, December wrapped up. Again, good aggression from the black and whites.
Yeah, brilliant tackle there from Brad Fash.
Ball now works its way short here, and an opportunity for the Cherry and Whites on the last tackle. They're lined up to this right-hand side. Forber looks to his left, but everybody's on this side of the field in Cherry and White. And there they go short. Walters offloads it. Ball hacked forward. And it was touchdown. Touchdown, I think, by Hull FC. Now, we might have a potential problem here, because the video referee has gone to the screen saying no try. There is a technical issue here at the ground, so it may be that Aaron has to go with his own decision here. So they're going to have to go. He's called it that the ball was grounded in goal. And I think that will have to be the decision here. Aaron Moore just seeking guidance.
1 second, 1 second. Yeah, just 1 second, mate. We're just waiting to get anything through.
Well, it did look to the naked eye, Kyle,
Yeah,
that
like
Hull FC grounded that ball in goal.
Yeah.
Director. Nothing.
So there we go. We'll go with the goal line drop out.
Time's still off, yeah.
And Aaron Moore just going to consult.
Okay, director, so it's not going to
I think he was right, obviously, to refer her upstairs, because from up here, it looked like Hull FC grounded that ball. His initial decision was a no try. I think that's what he's going to go with. No try, goal line drop out mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
well, Wigan will get a repeat set here.
Aidan, you have a word with him, please.
What to like
Aidan,
about that Hull defensive effort there?
Wait, Aidan, 1 second. Jordan, wait, Jordan. Wait, Aidan.
I think the referee here is just explaining to Aidan Caesar what the situation is. And at the moment there is a technical issue. So it will be on-field call for the moment.
1 second, Jordan. I'll tell you when.
Going old school.
Yeah.
Okay, time back on now. Okay, they're ready.
Well, they're going to go short. This is very much the new school. And the ball is knocked down. It's going to be picked up, and it's a gift, an absolute gift for Forber, who strolls over. Well, talk about the gamble backfiring from a Hull FC perspective. It couldn't have gone any more wrong than that. And Wigan have a 5th try, and it's a gift for Forber.
Yeah, it certainly is. The short dropout. It is a roll of the dice. It really is. And it comes up in favour of Wigan again.
Liam,
Tom Forber, 21-year-old, gets over for the Warriors.
Just have a quick word with Jay, though, mate.
I mentioned that there was a chance in this game after that Lewis Martin try. A small chance. I think that chance is now gone. Forber with an absolute gift.
Yeah, that was disappointing from the perspective, and that is the gamble, isn't it? Look, they're being brave, they want the ball back, but I just think you've defended your line. Oh, look, it's easy with hindsight. If they come up with a ball, we're not saying it, are we? So
exactly. Yeah, no, I've never really been a big fan of them. I mean, look, if you're within a try and the clock's against you, I get it, but there's still a long, long way to go in this second half, and you just feel that obviously if Hull FC were to get anything out of this game, then the Warriors weren't it. Well, they just couldn't afford for them to get another try, and the short dropout doesn't come off, and it's the Warriors who go over. 26 points to 4. Could be 28 in a few moments' time.
yeah, 10 metres in from touch for Kieran. Well, that just pops the balloon of optimism that was starting to inflate around the MKM. Can Kieran put the boot in with another 2 points here? Yes, he can. Straight down the middle and met by near silence at one end of the field. And Wigan re-establish their lead.
Yeah, Jordan Rappin a short drop out. Doesn't come up trumps. The left edge just allow the ball to scruffily bounce into the arms of Tom Forber.
Nothing silly, Jordan.
What can Hull do now? The restart gathered by French, gets it away to Mago, and he drives it forward. And the tackle made eventually, and it's a good play of the ball. Here goes Walters, getting through some work off the bench, Sam Walters.
Yeah, it's important for him to have a big game. He'll want to be putting his best case forward, and Semba with a strong carry. Again, each of these carries now are just 10 and 12 metres every time as French looks for Farrell.
Yeah, I'm surprised there they didn't go out the back. Kieran looked to be the option. But Wigan happy to build and be patient here. Little flick pass. December picks it up on halfway. Thought about the big speculator, but held on to it. And that's the last one.
You've got his arm there. It's a neutral.
Martin drops back on the near side. It's a deep kick. Rapana will look to take it on the full. And he's wrapped up 15 away. You can just feel the sense of disappointment. They were starting to get excited. They were starting to enjoy what they were seeing in the second half. And now I guess Hull have got to rise up off the canvas again and come back and see what they can hit the champion with.
Yeah, you just feel that the crowd are aware of the 24 points difference. Trying to claw their way back into this contest against the champions is going to be a very, very difficult task.
Yeah, well, they got one try, and it was a well-worked try as well. Can they fashion another opportunity? 24 minutes remain here. Asiata plays at the line, sees a short pass to Fash. Good defence from December. You know, Caesar sends it high. Field is going to have to come forward to get it. Does get it, but instantly wrapped up by Barron over on the far side. And the tackle is made.
A decent chase as well through Yusuf Aidin through the middle of the field as soon as Jayfield catches it straight on him.
Ball's come free. Oh, it's a penalty. It's a penalty. And frustration there for Hull FC, who, well, Harry Smith is pointing and smiling, said, yes, it was you that did that. And it's an easy way out for Wigan.
Yeah, you can't really afford to be giving away cheap penalties when you're chasing a game. Harry Smith's boot, he'll get some purchase on this, no doubt about that.
It's going to be a big test, this. Early season for Hull, who are under strength, but we saw Wakefield last night, Kyle. Plenty of bodies missing. Took Hulkinson Rovers right to the wire.
They sure did. How good was it to see Wakefield back in the Super League? And we were talking earlier that the improvements to that ground.
Yeah, full house signs up as well.
Yeah.
Big day of Super League tomorrow. St Helens go to Castleford tomorrow night. That's after Leeds go to Salford in the afternoon. 2:55 start there. And then on Sunday, Lee against the Giants. There's the final game of round 2. Ked Ellis comes on for Mago. Slow play of the ball, really slow play of the ball there. Here now is Smith. December wrapped up. 25 away. Couple of tackles left. We're about to see Will Gardner make his way onto the field. Here comes French. Little step. Ducks goes underneath. Wrapped up. Has to take the tackle. Last one, 10 out. Can Hull hang on here? Smith at first receiver. Bit of messing about on the floor here. Ball works its way into the hands of Harry Smith. He's going to float the kick towards December and Wardle. Ball collected by Barron, who might have got one on the chin. That was high. And that's a penalty.
Wardle catches Barron high. His footwork just catches Wardle's arm. Penalties given away, and a relieving one as well for Hull FC.
Salabio makes way. I think that was a decent stint for him.
Put himself about, did the Frenchman.
Caesar kicks downfield, gets him up to the 30. Right, some sad news here from pitchside. Lingy Sao is on his way to hospital with that knee problem, so that does not sound good. Hopefully the scans or whatever come back better than we hoped for. Here's an attack down the short side, but Fash doesn't really have the pace over on that edge to make the most of it. Here now is Cust, fires it to Asiata. Little drop off for Gardner, who runs at his opposite number there. Sam Walters, who makes the tackle. Ball back in field here. Asiata gets it away now to Caesar. Caesar goes through the hands. Big shot from Miski on Rapana, right in the ribs. And the ball goes over the sideline. Welcome to the Super League, Jordan Rapana.
I mentioned for Hull FC's try about Abbas Miski getting interested in Rapana as the foil. And make no mistake about it, he certainly got him this time. A big shot there from Abbas Miski. Forces the mistake. And the New Zealand international. Jordan Rapana's last time he was on this ground was for New Zealand against Fiji. He scored the winner with 2 minutes to go in the quarter-final of the World Cup.
Here's Walters again through the middle.
It's another big carry from Walters. Oh, there's a
Here
chance.
goes front field again, looking for the hat-trick ball out wide. Marshall back on the inside, then appealing for a forward pass, but they're not going to be able to overturn the decision, and it's a walk-in try, and Wigan extend their lead. Field through the gap. Marshall maybe could have scored himself. Ball back on the inside. And it's another Wigan try, and they extend their lead.
Yeah, an injection of pace there from Jay Field. And a brilliant score. Once again, they've torn that right edge of Hull FC apart when they've needed to. And a well-worked team try, well executed. And it's 32 points to 4. I said it couldn't get ugly this second half. A couple of tries inside a couple of minutes for the Warriors.
To Wardle, the latest try scorer. Should be a formality here, the kick.
How good has Wardle been since he's joined the club? Dream team centre for the last 2 seasons. You can see why, he's just quality. A proper centre.
So this is a kick then for Kieran. And a special moment about to happen here for the youngster Will Hutchinson, who's coming on for his Super League debut. But he's going to be coming on with his side 30 points in arrears. The kick is a good one, and it is 34 points to 4.
Yeah, Will Hutchinson thrown in there. Some valuable experience for him. We saw last season with Harvey Barron, Lewis Martin collecting more and more games, and certainly benefit from it. Into the final quarter here. It will be just a case of how many are the Warriors going to rack up inside this last quarter.
17 and a half remaining here. Wigan lead by 30 points. Semba carries, takes Kate Kuss back a few metres. Leeming back into the action as well, just what Hull want to see at this stage.
I'm looking across that now. You got Leeming, Cade Ellis, Thompson. And this big fella, Sam Walters, who's got through a decent amount of work, hasn't he, since he came on?
Well, we've seen back row, aren't we? But he's playing in the middle at the moment. High kick here for Smith. Barron is underneath it, and Barron will catch it and instantly gets to ground. Hull go to Huddersfield next week, then they've got Lee at home. Wigan, of course, they're off to Las Vegas next weekend, followed by the Huddersfield Giants at the Brick Community Stadium.
On occasion, that'll be next week over in Vegas. And John Asiata's leaving the field, and he doesn't look too comfortable.
Essa is coming on. Now Seata is a little bit frustrated as he leaves the field. Maybe he didn't want to come off, or maybe he has picked up a bump. We'll ask John Cartwright about that later on. Gardner is tackled on the 5th. Look at the effort from Thompson to get pressure on Caesar, who sidestepped him and kicked away from him. Miskey catches on the full, and now Miskey will bring it forward. And the tackle made on the 20. I guess the question now is, how ruthless do Wigan want to be?
I think Matty Pete will be wanting that ruthless mentality from him, from his side, sorry. And I actually think there's still a couple of tries in there.
Well, that's the big test for Hull FC. Can they keep the score down? Here's Thompson trying to work the middle of the field. Good defensive effort, though. Goes in there, but here they are. The Cherry and White's on a roll. Smith short to Farrell. Farrell angles through. Good tackle, Lane. You just get the feeling that Hull are on the ropes here. The outcome of the game not really in dispute. It's the margin of victory that's up for debate here now, as Ellis will just drive forward, but Hull alert to the danger there. And now this is the last tackle. Leeming gets it away to Smith. Smith kick was charged down. Is that going to be a knock on? It is. And
Brad Fash.
Unlucky for Fash. He just couldn't do anything else but knock the ball on.
Yeah. Harry Smith's kick there just came at him too quick. He tries to catch it, but the speed at which he leaves his foot just means he spills the ball, and it'll be a scrum down with 15 metres out. I sense another score coming here, Mark.
Possibly, but that's, again, up to Hull FC to stop. Easier said than done. There's a 4-2 split. Or is it a 4-2 split? Because Jay Field is directly behind the scrum. Now they come in here with Smith. Ball back to Field. Simple as that. Plan move. And Field has a hat-trick. Straight from the scrum. One off the training ground there for the Wigan Warriors. And they lead by 38 points to 4.
Oh, it was brilliant, Mark. You called it. He was sat behind the ruck, almost trying to bemuse Hull FC in which way he was going to go. Harry Smith's work as he feeds the scrum in. He loops around, and then the ball back on the inside has to be timed to perfection. And Jay Field having a field there.
It's a great move. It's one that they've practiced so many times, but as we always say, it looks easy because they practice it so well.
It's all timing, Mark. It has to be nailed. And it was. And Jay Field gets his 3rd try of the evening. And a hat-trick for that man. Again, I mentioned it before, 7 tries all last season. Well, he's almost halfway there with 3.
Should be a straightforward kick for Adam Kieran, who's 5 from 6 tonight. 10 metres out. Just over 12 minutes remaining here, and a real big early season test for the Black and Whites.
Well, a week's a long time in sport. From the victory of south of France, and they've come crashing back down to earth. Yes, obviously they have picked up some more injuries, I understand that.
And this, the try, and now the conversion for Kieran. Getting plenty of practice tonight. He's taken his time here. He's allowed to do that, of course, but the outcome is the same. And it is 40 points to 4. Great try.
Yeah, probably the pick of the night, really. Just a pre-planned move, the execution of it. Straight up the guts. 12 minutes left. I just wonder, I mentioned earlier that I still think there's a couple of scores in there. But unfortunately for the home team, I think it's going to all be in favour of the champions.
Yeah, possibly. Deep kick towards Bevan French. As Walters waiting to carry forward. Tackle is made. I think it was Byrne, wasn't it, with a carry? And this is the problem, isn't it? when Hull are down on troops, and then they lose one of their big forwards in Lingy Sao a few minutes after coming on the field. Wigan have just got such a big bench to bring on and grind you down, and they are relentless, aren't they?
Yeah, I just think what's good about Wigan's pack is they all offer us something a little bit different, each and every one of them. And you're right, they don't lose anything, I don't feel.
Here is Smith, gets it away now. That was an offload, not the cleanest, but it's collected on that far side by Wardle. Hull are trying to wrap him up and get him over the sideline.
Sam Walters has slotted into that left edge back row, giving Nsemba a breather.
Yeah, I'm watching. Play on!
Ball collected over on the far side. Rapana gets it away to Barron, who will bring it forward. Leeming closes the door on him.
I think the back three of Hull FC have worked hard tonight, Mark. They've tried their very best. I think it's just the passiveness of Hull FC defensively is what let them down this evening.
Yeah, maybe that start to the second half needed to be what we saw early in the first, but I'm sure there'll be reasons behind that. Caesar gets it away, Fash has spilled it, and it is going to be a knock-on. And Wigan will get the ball again, and another scrum play or a turnover for them just over the halfway line. Frustrating. And as you mentioned earlier, Fash, we normally see him in the middle of the field. He's playing out wide. He's trying to do a job for his team.
Yeah, exactly. He's an incredibly hard-working player, and it's good to play with those types of industrious, hard-working middles. But I don't think he's an out-and-out back rower, and that right edge has been peppered all evening.
Yeah, elsewhere tonight, Warrington 18-6 up over the Catalan Dragons. So the Warrington Wolves looking to make it back-to-back wins ahead of their trip to Vegas to meet the Warriors next week. Here's Thompson, like a cannonball, shoots forward, 10 away from the line. Leeming to French, the no-look pass. Here's a chance for Miski. Doesn't get it. What a tackle. What a brilliant tackle there. A real try-saver for Hull FC. And what's the referee saying here? No, he's saying play on. That was brilliant defence, just as it looked like Wigan were going in again.
Yeah, super defence there on Abbas Miski.
What about the pass again from Bevan French? Wasn't the cleanest, but again, I think when you're 40 points to 4 up, you can do those no-lookers. No-look cut-out ball to his winger.
I think Miski still expects to score there, Kyle. I think that's brilliant defence.
It is, it is.
So we're asking questions of Hull about their desire to defend their line. Well, they showed desire there. And it remains 40 points to 4. Crowd are just under 15,000 here tonight. Offload from SASA, finds Lane, who changes the point of attack to Caesar. Caesar's going to have a go himself, but Walters drags him down. Two former Leeds men going head-to-head there. And he'll play it just short of the halfway line. Scruffy play the ball, but play on. Here now, the ball carried forward again. Is there a consolation try for the black and whites? Is the scoring over and done with here? Ball to Rapana. Short pass to Lane. Nowhere for him to go there.
Move all the way, Cruz. You're moving forward.
They will play it 30 away. Cust will go high. Sends it into the night sky. Field will catch it on the full. Thought about passing. He might yet pass it. Gets it away to Marshall. And he's tackled. I think for a moment his heart was in his mouth there, Liam Marshall. Smith gets it away. Here's Field again. Up to the 10 they go. It's important here, Hull don't give Wigan an easy out, isn't it? Make them earn their way downfield.
Yeah, I mean, they've done that on a couple of occasions this evening, giving away a loose penalty. So far in this set, they're doing exactly what they need to do. Sam Walters there just skipping across.
He was trying to get to an edge. Didn't quite get there. Leeming Finds Thompson. Oh, beautiful footwork and a flick pass, and now they have got a chance on the edge, and they'll get it away to Kieran. And if he looks up, he's got Cruz Leeming in support. It's Kieran. He's got Leeming in the middle. In fact, it's Bevan French, my apologies, who steps in. Leeming couldn't quite keep up. It's Bevan French who's in. First try of the season for him. It was a matter of when, not if, they scored. And a breakaway try, and Wigan are over.
Well, of course, Bevan French will get the plaudits for finishing the try off, but I just like the work that Sam Walters did in that carry, skipping across, getting towards this left edge back rower, and it means that either defenders have to travel around. Luke Thompson then comes up with a beautiful piece of footwork and then has the ability and the skill set to offload the ball, the catch and pass down this right edge, a break from Kieran, and then the support back on the inside through Bevan French. And Cruz Leeming was 5 metres behind him.
But he's in the picture for a while. Give me a break, come on.
But it's French who goes over.
Nicely done. French with a try. Sure, there'll be many more of those to come this season. And just when Hull thought they had Wigan under the pump, Wigan find a way to get out. But well, you'll admire the footwork from Thompson.
No.
Brilliant feet.
No, wonderful feet as well. Try for the Warriors. It's 46 points. We'd imagine. I think Keane's only missed one tonight.
Yeah, 6 from 7 tonight. He slotted one from this angle earlier on, didn't he?
I think the performance that Matty Pete will be delighted with, Mark.
Yeah, he will.
Not an easy place to come here, regardless of where they are, let alone off the back of that decent win over in Catalan.
Kieran then to add another 2 to an ever-growing tally, and he strikes it straight through the middle. Well, it's another Wigan goal, and it's another Wigan try, and at the moment it looks like they can score from anywhere.
Threats all over the field. They've come up with a variety of tries. They've gone down the left, down the right, through the middle. Kicks in there too. LFC just haven't been able to cope.
Hugo Salabia back into the action for the last 5 minutes. Ball will bobble its way forward.
One. Move, hit the line. Oh, one.
Here come Wigan. Up to the 30.
Move. Move. Hold, Herman. Hold now. Hold. Go too quicker, Brad.
Are there more points? Are they going to post 50
Move. Square.
here at the MKM?
Go, sir.
Ball firing across. Here they go, the Cherry and Whites. Hand off there from French. Gets it away. Here's another chance now. Kieran gets it to Miski. Miski kicks in field. Scrambling back. Caesar will fall upon it gratefully.
Yeah. Thomas Miski there just tries to kick through and have a chase through the middle of the field through the Warriors, but
Oh, look at this. Hull in possession have given away a penalty. Lift of the leg.
I think they're going to find themselves stood behind the post, Mark. There's only
Possibly.
3.5 minutes left.
On the line.
Well, we asked the question, how would they respond? The answer initially was a good one, but since that try for Forber from that short goal line dropout, it's just gone one way and one way only. Here now is an opportunity, another one. Ellis with a stop, can't find an offload. Well, they're lined up here either side. Options all around for Leeming, goes short, good tackle round the legs, and it was a forward pass.
Cruz Leeming, Liam Byrne just getting the timing all wrong.
Someone's playing under pressure in the arena. I'm not quite sure what to make about that, Kyle Amor, to be honest.
Yeah.
Can't work that one out.
Time and a place, I think, for that one. 46 points to 4. Here now a chance for Hull to try and work their way forward. Rappenar wrapped up. Here's Briscoe.
Team season now for Tom Briscoe. Making his debut against Warrington for the first time round at Hull FC back in 2007.
Here is Hutchinson, the debutant, gets it away. Not a good carry there. I think the thing with Salabio, the raw material is there. The lack of game time is a problem. Good hands here from Hull FC, but here we go again. Well, whether it's the first minute or the 80th, if they can use that play, they will use it. And they throw Chamberlain over the sideline. And more disappointment for the black and whites.
Yeah, I think it's Wardle again. The strength of the man to catch and hold him up.
That's all he has to do. He just has to hold them for a second or two and knows that the reinforcements are coming in.
We've seen it so many times. Just going to try and find the ground as quick as you can. Take nothing away. I mean, Ed Chamberlain's effort.
A lot of people don't like it, do they? I know I praised it last year and people were critical, saying it's negative. It's not negative, it's in the rules of the game. If you can't get on the ground, your fair game would be thrown off the pitch.
It's workmanlike, isn't it? It takes a lot of strength as well to do that.
And technique. The technique has to be perfect, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, the last set of the game.
Yeah, in the final minute, here's Thompson again. Well, like you said at the start, first carry on the last one, in full tilt.
There's no drop-off for Thompson.
We'll find out tomorrow how the likes of St Helens get on at Castleford, how Salford get on against Leeds, and Sunday, the Leopards from that 1-0 win. Can they double up as they take on the Giants?
Yeah, two cracking games on Saturday afternoon and Saturday night.
Here come the Warriors. Is there one more score? Field into the line, kicks over the top for Marshall. Rappenar is there and he'll collect it. And he will bring the ball up to the 20. Not been the home debut that he would have wanted for Hull in the Super League, but there'll be better days ahead for the black and whites. And that will do it. Referee will blow his whistle. A difficult night for the black and whites, but it's joy for the Wigan faithful who've made the long trip over the M62. Never the easiest of journeys on a Friday night, but they've been rewarded with an outstanding Wigan performance. Tries in the first half, a double from field to go with Mago and Abbas Miski efforts. And although Lewis Martin did give Hull a little bit of hope start of the second half, tries for Forber, Wardle, a field hat-trick, and Bevan French wrapped up a comprehensive win for Wigan. They misfired last week, but they were back on song this week. Wigan, their season off and running.